Oasis TV, bringing worlds together.
Well, you see, I'm a writer first, and I'm a poet first, and then I'm a writer. And my poetry has always been to explore my internal life in all of its aspects. And so what I have now is a 35-year documentary of my emotional, spiritual journey that I've taken. And when I see at certain periods of my life a tremendous amount of violence in my poetry and an attraction to the perverse side of the world and the dark side of the world, which has always fascinated me and still does, but it manifested itself many, many times in destructiveness and violence, and I searched for images of violence. And of course, I think that's largely because of the tremendous violence that had happened within my own life. There is nothing that any man has done in this world that I have not imagined doing or fantasized about. I have not acted upon those fantasies many times, but I have imagined them. And I think there isn't a man in the world who would not say differently if he was to tell the truth about himself. But the fact that is there, and not just to imagine and fantasize about them, but to fall into the dark night, to fall into hell, to fall into disease, to go through the dark night of the soul when everything is valueless and you have lost all contact with every value you have ever had in your life, and life is utterly meaningless, and everyone goes through that. Everybody does. If you haven't yet, you will. You cannot escape from that night. And sometimes you have more than one of them. And it is that place that John Milton talks about. He says, I, myself, and hell. Robert Lowell later on paraphrases that, and he says, I, myself, am hell. There is nobody here. Because you're not there anymore. You've fallen out of your soul. Rilke says we wear the soul around us, on the outside of our bodies, which I think is really lovely. So when we brush against people, we're doing soul work at that time, you see. So